Welcome back, learners. So now to wrap up this lesson by going through everything that transpired in this lesson. We're going to start by looking at our concept map, whereby, remember, our main idea, we were looking at the cost of power consumption, and we started by looking at the electrical power, and we further went on to look at the consumer cost to calculate how much it is going to cost you to use a certain appliance for a certain amount of time if it's charged at a certain tariff. Now, in this lesson, again, we used words such as alternative energy, Eskom, national electricity grid, and power. And those are defined as alternative energy as a form of energy which is different to the main energy source used in the country. And then Eskom, that's now the Electricity Supply Commission of South Africa, which a value of which is not exact. And then the national electricity grid, that's now the network of cables, pylons, and transformers which transfer electricity throughout the country. And then lastly, power, that's the rate at which work is done. Remember, we can say power, it is the amount of energy used per second as well. Now, whenever you think back of this lesson, these are the very most important things that I always want you to remember about this lesson. Number one, you need to remember that electrical power refers to the rate of electrical energy supply. And then number two, remember that the electric current or the charge that flows through a circuit transfers electrical energy to the electrical appliances in a circuit in order to power them. And then the most important thing that you need to remember about this lesson is the calculation of the cost of electricity. We also need to know that the SI unit used to measure electrical power is watt. But when we are calculating, remember, we need to convert that watt into kilowatt. We need to remember that 1 watt is equal to 1 joule of energy transferred or work done per second. 1 unit of joule of energy transferred per second. And as I've said, the most important thing that I want you to remember is for you to apply and to use this formula when calculating the cost of electrical power. So we are saying cost is equal to the power rating of appliance multiplied by the number of hours in which that appliance was used, and then lastly multiplied by the electricity tariff that is determined by the municipality. So now, using this question and using this equation, you can then be able to calculate the cost of electricity knowing the rating of the appliance, which can be read at the back of the appliance itself. And then the tariff, remember, that is determined by the municipality. So with all these questions that I've answered for you, this is the only one that I have for you. And the question is, I want you to convert kilowatts into watts if I give you 3,5 kilowatts. I want you to convert that into watts. And until I see you next time with my answer, goodbye.